Almost. Not quite. Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you can see from the title, we are back again with yet another review. Now in today's review, we are just going to be kicking off a brand new week because today is Monday, and we are going to be taking a look at a shoe that hasn't technically released everywhere around the world just yet. So this is technically slightly an early look, which I'm always excited to do. So before we actually dive into the video itself, I just want to welcome back all of my returning subscribers. And if you're new around here and you haven't done so already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Now, if you do want to reach out to me outside of YouTube, you can find me most active on Instagram under ACS Sneakers. And now we've got all of those formalities out of the way, sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and dive straight into this video. So first things first, before we take a look at the shoes, just like we always do, let's just take a quick look at the packaging. Now, we do actually get a really nice box to go along with this release. It's not a special release, it's not a collab or anything like that, but they have still given us a nice special release box, which you definitely can't complain about. Now, the box itself is done in this mostly red colour, as you should hopefully be able to see. And then right across the centre of the box itself, we do get that white Jumpman. Now, we do also get this really nice speckling on the lower portion of the box as well, if that focuses for you. Now, you can actually see this later on in the review as well on the actual shoe, so always love it when they tie the boxes into the shoes. Always a really nice touch. And then if we do just take a quick look at the label, which reads, we have the Air Jordan 6 Retro in the white University Red black colourway. And this is a personal pair, which is a UK size 9. So if you are looking to legit check a pair of your own, that's what the label should look like. I got these directly from the UK Sneakers. So get a good look at that. Pause it if you have to. And that is that. And then if we do just pop open the box itself, on the inside we get that pretty standard splatter print tissue paper, as you should hopefully be able to see. Peel that back. We actually then have this waxy coated paper in there as well. And then underneath that, we have the kicks. So let's go ahead and dive straight into this review. So the moment we've all been waiting for, in hand we have the Air Jordan 6 Red Oreos, or if you want to go off the sneakers name, white and University Red. Now, it's my understanding that this shoe hasn't actually released everywhere around the world just yet, and I did see most recently that these are due to be dropping on the US Sneakers on the 15th of June. So if you are actually tuning into this video to decide if this is a shoe for your personal collection or a shoe you should consider picking up, I'm going to go through everything that you need to know in this video, from materials through to sizing, to hopefully help you guys decide if this is actually a worthwhile pickup. So just diving straight into this one, starting out with the upper to begin with, and in typical Jordan brand style, instead of giving us all what we want or what we've asked for, instead they decided to take inspiration from two different colorways and actually throw it into one. Now, the vast majority of the upper on this shoe does take inspiration from the Air Jordan 6 white infrareds, whereas the bottom portion, specifically the midsole, does mimic or take inspiration from the Air Jordan 6 Oreos from 2010. Pull both of those colorways into one, you get a brand new colorway. I do have some mixed feelings on that, which I will say to the end when I give you guys my overall feeling. But in general, that's what you do need to know in terms of the overall colorway. Now, from a material standpoint, if we start from the front of the shoe to begin with, now on the toe box, we do actually have this really nice, lightly textured white leather. On the base of the shoe, we then have a slightly different, less premium leather in my opinion. It's more of like a flatter leather and doesn't necessarily have that same quality overall feeling. It's not terrible, but it's also not the best at the same time. And then overlaying the base layer of leather, we then see more of that really nice textured leather like what we see on the toe box. So for this release, you do actually get a really nice combination of leathers, both flat and textured. I will be honest, I'm not the best person in the world to tell you if it's premium leather. It feels good, it smells good, so from my personal standpoint, I've got absolutely nothing to complain about. And then in the middle of the midfoot, in pretty typical Jordan 6 fashion, we do see those perforations. Fortunately, there's no 3M behind it. I did take a picture before doing this review, and unfortunately, no 3M for this one. I'd love to know how they decide which shoes will and won't have 3M, so if you know the answer to that, do leave it in the comment section down below, because I would love to know. Kind of feels like it's a little bit random sometimes, but if you love 3M like me, this one could be considered a little bit lacking, but it's not the end of the world, it's just one of those things. And then as we do actually work our way onto the ankle collar of the shoe, we do see that ankle bubble with the perforations on both sides. But as we then actually work our way onto the heel of the shoe, we do see more of that textured leather, like what we see on the rest of the overlays. Now in the middle of the heel, we do have this white or even silver coloured Jumpman with the detailing just underneath. And then at the top of the heel, we do get that spoiler detail done in a mostly red colour. Nice splash of white in there as well as that paint speckling like we saw on the midsole, so very much ties itself in quite nicely.
Nice.
And then as we do actually circle our way back into the centre of the shoe, we just get your pretty typical flat white shoelaces. Now the laces themselves do sit atop this neoprene tongue at the base, but as we work our way up the laces, we do have this white lace shroud with the red Jumpman in there as well. Just above this, we then have the red lace lock, white Jumpman as well as that paint speckling, tying itself in again to the spoiler as well as the midsole. And then as we reach the actual tongue of the shoe, in keeping with all the white on the upper, we do have this all white tongue with the Air Jordan branding in there as well. And then as we do actually work our way onto the inside of the shoe, we just get this all white sock liner. This is going to look very dirty very quickly, and this is going to be one of those summer shoes that you can rock in the summer, but then come autumn, this is going to look heavily trashed. So be very careful what sock choices you wear with this, with it being a white sock liner. The rest of the shoe is white, so it kind of is one of those things. You can't really change that, but it's not something I love about this shoe, I will be honest. And then even further inside the shoe, we do have this really nice creamy insole with the red Jumpman on there as well. Now the insole for this is actually surprisingly very good. Feels very comfortable underfoot and definitely adds a really nice premium touch. Definitely feels a little bit more comfortable than other Jordan 6s. I feel like that has a lot to do with the insole, as a couple of my pairs of 6s don't have the best insoles. But overall, definitely a really nice touch for the shoe. And then as we do actually work our way back onto the outside of the shoe itself, we get a polyurethane midsole for this one with the exposed air unit towards the heel. And as we've already touched on, we do get that red and white paint splatter like we've already mentioned right the way throughout this review. But as we then actually take a look underfoot on the outsole, it's just your pretty typical Jordan 6 vibes, as we've done in this mostly all black colour. Some hits of that icy translucent in there as well, and then to round it off, we do get that really nice red Jumpman to complete the look. Now just to quickly touch on the overall sizing for this one, as I kind of mentioned at the start of the video, I went true to size with a UK size 9. That's what I do with every single one of my Jordan 6 pickups, and to date, I've never had a single issue. I do know that certain people do go a half size down because they are quite a long shoe in general. But for me, as a wide footer, I like a little bit of space in the toe box, at least a thumb width apart, to make sure my toes aren't crunched at the front. And I just like the overall feel of going true to size. If there's any opportunity for you to try before you buy, for obvious reasons, that's the best outcome for you. But if you don't really have that option for whatever reason, I would just highly suggest go with your natural true to size fit, and I do think that will be the best outcome for you. And then other than that, we've pretty much covered everything that's worth mentioning about the shoe itself. So if we now just go ahead and wrap up this video. So just to wrap up this video, in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, to give these a rating, I will say that these are probably, for me at least, a 6 out of 10 at best. This isn't a release that I feel like we needed or even wanted or even asked for. As I said earlier on, I would have much preferred the white infrareds or even the Oreos to come back, but instead we have these. And considering all the other 6s that have released and will be releasing, this is definitely not one that I feel like I personally need in the collection. So this is not something that I will be keeping. I'll actually be passing this one off. But it was definitely good to have a look at the shoe itself. It is a good summer option for anybody who loves the 6 or anybody who's looking for a nice summer rotational pair. Mostly white upper, decent quality materials overall, splashes of red, paint speckling. Overall, it's not a terrible release, but at the same time, it's just a little bit bland, a little bit vanilla, and not something that I feel like I personally have to have. Hopefully, for those that are tuning into this video who actually want these, hopefully you will be able to get them with limited hassle and hopefully for retail as a minimum. But I would love to get your guys' opinion on it as well, so do leave me all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what your guys' rating are for these as well. Always love to hear from you guys. And like I always say at this stage of every one of my videos, if you have stuck around to the end, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one.